All right, everybody, welcome North Star Ball Yellow Card Review. We got me. You guys made my picture bigger, much blurrier. Great, thank you. Dom Delmont. Dane is still here,
Hello.
and Jake, our
I'm
first.
here for some reason.
He's our first returning guest.
Wow.
Much
It's-
like GT fans, you can't get rid of me that easily, Dom. I am a plague.
Well, it's great you bring up GT because Yellow Card has some GT cards.
Wait, what?
What?
Who? That's a total coinky dink.
Wow. But
Look
there's
at
none
that
in these
picture.
Unison cards. We have Gogeta, Mechikabura. I think, yeah, I said that right. Plotting Revival, and then this Broly that kind of got forgotten because it was revealed, like when
It's
they
fair.
announced the set,
And then they didn't show it again.
and then they
Same
didn't
with
show it
Vegito.
again. Kind of like the Vegeta and the Vegito from the Red, but at least now we know that they're actually good. Definitely that Vegeta grew on us.
Mm-hmm.
So
Let's talk about the Broly first because it's the least to talk about.
Sure.
Broly has no way to gain markers, which sucks.
Yep. You just kind of put them out there.
The only thing he's good for is he lets Topo awaken.
Yes, sir. And he
Sure.
rest cards.
He does rest cards for free.
He rest cards for free, which in yellow means Bergamo.
Mm-hmm.
Ow!
Rest more cards.
Free Bergamo, free Chilled, Proc, free Goku. The Goku, right, from the duo rares from set 4,
Yep.
draft
If
box
a card
4.
is
Yeah,
switched
the
to
4-drop
rest mode.
blocker.
Yeah. So
There's
he's
a
an
lot- there-
enabler.
Yeah, but
But
he on his own is not that great.
no, she's one of your opponent's battle cards for your -1. That
Especially
costs
both
5 or
being
less.
activate main.
Yeah, you can't activate both on the same turn because they're both marker effects. So
Which is yikes.
Mm-hmm. Or one or the other on your turn. And
15k is
plus mark.
decent. Eh. Okay. Gogeta.
This
If
card's pretty
all
good.
your energy's tapped out, your leader gets 5k for the turn during your opponent's turn.
That means that if you play this in Kaba U6, your leader is going to be 25k
No.
if you and your opponent tap out.
Yes. That's pretty good. Because, yeah, Kaba's a mono yellow leader. Yep. And then he has
Yes,
also has an auto. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a battle card, add a marker to this card. Oh, adds an extra card. Sorry. I don't know why I thought that was battle.
Mm-hmm.
So
Activates an extra play a marker. So he has two different ways to plus, which is I think the only time we've seen that, because the other cards that plus via a different effect either are only minuses or have a plus or minus 0. So like Goku Black, the promo is plus or minus 0, but it adds when you restand it with a leader skill. What else do you have? You have
What were we
Vegeta,
just talking
the
about?
red Vegeta.
Yeah.
Yeah, only -1. So it's just really unique that it has two ways to add markers. I think this is probably the stickiest of all of the 15k unisons.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to be hard to deal with considering Bean is such a good card. Everybody negates. Everybody has those new counterplay things. Especially in Gotenks, which seems to be kind of like a mid-range aggro deck. If you play this and then your opponent has to like try to play Nimbus or Dormant Potential Unleashed continuously, it's going to cause a problem for them. You're going to start drawing cards off your leader and adding markers.
Mm-hmm.
Jake, you want to talk about the broken old man?
The Mechikabura plotting
Dude,
revival.
how did he get two cards this
that
set
are
that are
just
both
broken?
that
Or
are
no,
just
they're not
nuts?
broken. They're good cards.
They are great, fantastic cards.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, a 4 specified cost unison card with blocker, with auto once per turn when this card loses a marker due to an opponent's attack. Choose one of your opponent's battle cards or
Nope.
opponent's cards.
Yeah.
Sorry, excuse me, just a card, and switch it to rest mode. So you can just block, lose a marker, and then switch anything
I'm
to rest mode.
I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah.
Ow!
It's crazy.
Bergamo.
Bergamo, all the other cards that we mentioned that you can do with Broly, you can just do so much more with Mekigabura.
He can hit energy. He can
Mhm.
hit leader. He can hit unisons.
Mm-hmm.
He can hit field cards.
And both of his activates are good.
Yeah, so he's got a +1 marker, activate main, draw one card, then choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier. And that card can't be switched to active mode until the end of your opponent's turn.
You just
Next
turn
turn.
off a. That's effectively like KOing it. If it just
Yeah.
has like an auto on play, basically just
Mhm.
like the same as KOing a card.
Yeah. Just keep it tapped down, can't do anything, which is great. And then -4, activate main, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, gain control of it, and switch it
Blah.
to active mode, which is just like take a card.
Just the-
I'd like
we can
turn
almost make
4.
a steal your cards deck.
Yeah,
You could.
let's just steal
It
your
would be
cards.
tricolor.
Now that green Ginyu can just play himself for free though.
Oh, that's true. If you have all of them in play.
Yeah. If you just steal a card and just be like, pop it, play this.
I've also
But, I
seen
mean-
when you can survive a Celzino attack, you can just be
Mhm.
like, I'm gonna take that.
I just saw someone on turn 4 who had Mekikapura out, and then on turn 5 their opponent played Black Smoke, and then they
Ooh.
stole the Black Smoke, and then they
Ooh.
played their own, and they warped 8 cards out of their hand.
Oh my god.
Oh, the dream. Could
So,
almost
So yeah, you can run 2 secret rares.
yeah.
You
I mean,
can?
you already can if you're a Frieza army leader.
Ha,
Oh,
called
right.
us. Good joke, good joke.
joke.
Yeah, he good. He definitely goes with one of the leaders in the set. Gogeta fits really well with the other one. Hint, hint, it's the Fusion Boy.
I still think you're gonna play both in. Certainly
Gotenks?
both in Gotenks. Probably, definitely Mekigabura in
Sin.
Sin. Maybe Gogeta just so you have the access to a yellow Unison card, and this one's probably the best because it's like a +5. Just being able to plus and do other things. The free cycle is nice.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even talk about his -4.
Oh,
did.
Gogeta's?
Oh, Gogeta's. Yeah.
Super
Oh
good.
yeah. Your
During your
opponent
opponent's
just
turn.
stands 2.
Yeah, only 2.
Just
Two
2
And
energy.
energy.
finally, now that we're actually like tapping out sometimes, crazy concept, I know. We this could just be like if your opponent doesn't deal with it and then you trigger his effects, I mean that just wins you the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would -4 and pop. Like if he has just 4 markers, I would just -4. I probably could see that happening a lot.
You just
Well, he does
swing with
gain
him.
markers so easily.
That's true. Oh, he gains up to 2 on your turn and 1 on your opponent's turn.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he could, if your opponent
Well-
plays extra cards like on both turns.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, and if you're swinging into unisons, chances are they're gonna run negates.
Yep.
And Sensu Bean, Nimbus, all these new counter attacks. I'm saying, man.
Nimbus doesn't stop at unison attacks.
No, it does not, but they
Big
are
brain.
likely to still do it.
That's true.
Yep. I do think both of these unison cards, like you said, are going to be good in Gotenks, but I think they do have merit mentioning that they could be used in Topo as well. Everyone kind of forgot about Topo being a card, a unison card, or
Yeah.
a unison leader card.
They're not even out yet. We're almost at 10 reveals.
But with
I
Topo,
think-
you can only be playing one battle card per turn, and then you just lock them down with all their energy, so they can only play one battle card and only have 2 energy to actually when you're going for game on that unit on Gogeta Unison, and then being able to stall so much with Topo, being able to get to that 4 specified yellow and having Mekigabura out, I feel like is just a maybe easier way to do it in Topo, but it's there.
Yeah.
are a lot
Because Topo only cares about having a specific cost of 2 unison, so you can run either of them, or the Vegeta. The Vegeta's pretty good too.
Yeah.
But
So-
Gogeta definitely helps it a lot, being a great option.
Yeah.
Cool.
You can already tell that these are so much better than red, like generically, because we spent 8 minutes on red and we've already spent 12 on.
Yeah,
Yellow.
true. You guys ready for the leaders? First leader?
Yeah.
We're gonna start with Sin Shenron.
Crazy.
He's fun. I know I said in the red that I was looking forward to playing a lot of red. After that is definitely the Shadow Dragons. They're looking cool because they're unique.
Before these cards got shown, this leader looked to be so bad. Like, notably decks that tutor for their pieces have never been highly successful because it's just not as good as gaining advantage, like a more necessary random advantage, because you just don't draw cards that are answers, you don't draw negates, you're just picking up pieces, and if you've already got them, the longer the game goes, the less likely you are to find that piece. But Sin Shenron here is just
Yeah, the
a lot
pieces
of
are good.
words.
The pieces are good.
That was what we were waiting for, is to see the good pieces, and they gave us
They,
some pieces.
they're good, and there's a high chance because there's only the 1 and 2 star Shadow Dragons. We'll have more pieces to work with.
I'm quite scared of this deck. Right off the bat, I think this one's going to be really powerful.
And we still have 2 whole sets coming with probably more
Mhm.
Shadow Dragon support because in their announcement, this set is the 1 and 2 star ball focus set, and then we'll probably get like 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7, and probably end it with an Omega Shenron Secret Rare or something that just wins the game.
Could
Because
be another card of Victory Strike.
probably maybe, or maybe maybe not even just Victory Strike because that has a lot of play around now, but we'll see. Auto top 5. He has a second auto. He untaps a yellow Shadow Dragon card in the battle area at the end of the turn.
Which made no sense initially, but here we are.
I know we assume blockers.
But like that doesn't do enough on its own. But now,
Yeah, awaken at 3 or less, so kind of like baby, right?
Gohan. Nope,
Go on, right? Baby was 2.
Baby awakens at 2.
Or if you have a yellow unison with a Casa 4, so Meki Kabura, until they print more. But for now, it's Meki, old man Meki. Draw 2 and untap 1.
I wish it was the other way around. Because this deck is super energy efficient at the beginning, but tapping 4 from Meki Kabura doesn't feel great.
No, even with him being a blocker, you need some. You get a lot of blockers though, so we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Front side, back side, he draws on attack, which is better than the search. But on the front side, you need to find your pieces, so that makes sense. At the end of turn, he chooses all yellow Shadow Dragons in the battle area, restands them.
Crazy.
And then active main for 6 specific yellow. Play up to 7 Shadow Dragons with different card names from your drop area. So this is where we kind of figure we're going to get a lot more coming out because there's only 6
Or
so
we
far.
might be getting a secret. We could be getting a secret rare. Mono yellow is kind of due for a secret rare right now, and this could be the one. That would be exactly 7 because the next slide and the archetype has 6 battle cards.
Yep. So here they are.
Energy. 6 energy is not unreasonable to pay to play a secret rare.
Okay. So looking at the negative energy 2-star ball and 1-star ball, they're like your first pieces to the deck. Looks like we'll probably get a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My assumption, like my dream, is that the Omega Shenron just like plays itself if you have all 7 of them on the board. But I don't know how exactly would word that. You know what I'm saying? It'd probably be like one energy.
1 power.
Yeah.
Cards on the board.
It's just a really good chain starter. And they gave themselves a little bit of wiggle room for creating new Haze and Sin Shenron cards, and I appreciate them for doing that. And yeah.
So Don, with your point there, they could say like if you have 7 cards on your in your battle area with power that equals up to 10 or less, or 7 or less, play this card.
Yeah, the one would be the way to do it.
Yeah,
The power,
Because
having the one power, one power.
yeah, because they're the only cards that have 1 power.
That's not true. There's a Hercule.
There is a Hercule.
Oh, there. Okay, yeah, never mind.
It would probably be Shadow Dragons with a power of 1,
Yeah.
or a
That'd be
Sin
cool.
with Union Absorb.
Yeah, that would be neat.
So, anyways, the balls, they sit on the board. Your opponent actually cannot mess with them at all unless you are playing a King Vegeta.
Mm-hmm.
They just say your opponent cannot. Your opponent's skills. This card can't be affected by your opponent's skills, like at all.
Interesting. I think these cards do not get their effects if they are played after King Vegeta is already on board. Like your opponents, because their permanent is not affected until
They're on the board.
they're on the board, and so I think they are negated and won't be able to have their skills not negated.
Yeah, because if it wasn't, like until they're on the board, you could put these as your energy, and your opponent can't interact with that either. Then,
Yep.
so
So,
it has to be when they're on the battle area.
but let's talk about the cards they play.
Yeah, they pay 1 yellow. If your leader card is a Shadow Dragon, you get to place a dragon on top of it. The 2 plays the 3-star Haze, or the 3 energy Haze. The 1 plays the 4 energy Sin. Both are
Dude,
pretty good.
From deck?
From deck?
From deck? Come on.
From deck,
Bandai,
yeah. I'm
you
sorry.
gotta know better than that.
From deck or hand.
Hand or deck, yeah.
Mhm.
Hand or deck. Sin is a blocker. That's great for the untapping. Haze is a critical. When he's played, you get to add a Shadow Dragon that costs 4 or less from your drop, add it to your hand. So he adds 1 to your hand. Sin has a bunch of stuff.
A paragraph.
Yeah.
Just,
It's kind of a theme with Sin.
it's just like he has a removal effect. Like it's just so strong.
Yeah, if your opponent
Like-
removes him, he draws a card. Then you get to play the 1-star ball again from your drop to just redo it.
Or just gain advantage because the negative energy star balls. Oh, it does place it in the owner's drop. Never mind.
Mhm.
Still though, it's effectively like a +2 when it dies, and it probably came from your deck anyway. So, Christ.
And something like it stops another attack. And then they have an EX Evolve where Haze has a double striker. Haze is in the GT is the weakest dragon. So it's nice that they pair them together, I guess. He just gets double strike. Really nice effect where if he's comboed, or I think it's just when he's comboed from your hand.
I think it doesn't matter where from, but it's got ambiguous wording. I've had my complaints with Bandai. If anyone watched my blue review, they need to be careful about how they word combo.
Yep. That's when he attacks or is used in a combo. Choose one of you discard a Shadow Dragon. Choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode with an energy cost greater than their current energy and KO it. Ugh. Maybe next time maybe we'll make these a little bigger. But yeah. It's only during your turn.
Yeah. On this card is used
No. It's just if your leader card is a Sinchen Run card and you choose 1 Shadow Dragon card in your hand and discard it. When this card attacks or is used in a combo, choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode with energy cost greater than their current energy and KO it. So either turn.
So if your opponent swings at you with Bardock Gape on like turn 2 or 3, you just kill it. Or Fu, yeah.
Fu Foo.
Foo.
It's just Foo
Well,
Dark
you can't
Banisher.
activate skills.
Foo Dark Banisher, not
Not
Shrouded.
shrouded. Yeah. So yeah,
You
this
just
haze is
go.
great. Good defense card. Really good card. Being a 0.5k even, he's not even a 110k for that effect.
Yeah.
Really good.
And then we have the
Sin
big man on campus.
evolves for 1 yellow.
Bandai.
Revenge
nice.
blocker 30k. He's a 9 for Xenocell. So turn 2, if you play the 1-star ball turn 1. Turn 2 you activate the skill to play the 4-drop. And then you EX evolve for 1 more yellow. So turn 2, this guy can come out.
Yeah. Hey, do you guys remember in January when they printed the Kefla 30k that restands? And they said, "Oh, this can be a blocker if you have an extra card." And that was the whole point of the card.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Is this card is
Revenge blocker.
30 of that, 30 times of that, and it has 2 ridiculous autos.
Yeah, when an opponent plays a battle card ignoring barrier, negate its skill for the turn.
Bro.
What?
Once per turn. Just,
And I'm having trouble forgetting how it works. I don't think it actually will stop it because it's already gone pending. But if your opponent plays a card during your turn for a counterplay, or say Topo, their auto still goes pending and then it's negated,
Right,
right?
because
And
it's
it
when that
goes
card
off.
is played, you choose that battle card.
Yep.
Got it. Excellent.
So it helps against like critical and double strikes, or any other autos that activate on swing or whatever.
You can just remove barrier if you have a card that removes but doesn't ignore barrier.
Yep. And then the best auto, when this card is removed from the battle area by an opponent's skill or KO'd, you draw 2 cards, and then you play the 1-star negative ball again, and just do it all over.
I think one thing this deck might start to run into is running out of the 4-drop Sin Shenron consistently. Just given that you search it, you're drawing a decent amount because your leader still draws on the back, and then anytime stuff is removed, you're drawing cards.
Right, so you can play it from the hand or deck, but not drop with the 1-star ball. But the 3-drop haze can reoccur the 4-drop
that's
Sin.
true.
You
Forgot
can
about
also run
I was gonna say, what's the yellow reshuffler? Frost.
yes, Frost, the yellow reshuffler, discard a card, reshuffle 3 cards from your deck.
Drop. That
Drop
have
to
30,
deck.
35 35,000 or less power. Does it have an energy cost? I feel like it has an energy cost higher than 3.
7 or
higher
less,
than,
I think. Oh yeah, 3 or
no, it's
3 or
so
more
they
with
don't want you to shuffle.
35 or less.
Yeah,
That's right.
they don't want you to shuffle super combos.
Yep.
Yeah, those are options. I just think this is a really strong archetype. You can play it out super quick, and then Revenge doesn't require you to be KO'd.
Just
A lot of
less
new
attack.
players are really a lot of new players are kind of confused on that because it like makes sense based off of the English word revenge, but it's just when it is attacked.
Yep.
So
you get to pick what you kill if they attack with it.
which is just nuts.
Insane.
The negating, it's a big body. If they do somehow remove it right away, you get pluses and then you restart the chain. Like, come on.
And you can't interact with them.
No, sir.
It's awesome. That's a cool mechanic. I like the balls. The negative energy balls.
I am just worried that the 9-drop Sin Shenron is just a little bit overtuned. Everything else about
At least
it.
he doesn't have like crit or double strike. Because yeah, you're gonna swing with it because then your leader restands it, of course. But it's not bad. Not bad at all. And Revenge only works on battle cards, not Unison. So
yeah,
another thing to keep in mind if your opponent swings with their Unison as their main win con. So that's it for the Shadow Dragons. They are good. I think like out of the box they're good, and then they're most likely getting a lot more support throughout this block. Random GT stuff.
Woo.
Gohan super combo. If you
Cards
could use them on your opponent's turn, he would be insane.
Mm-hmm.
but you
That
can't.
is during your turn. I think.
Yeah.
I would just argue maybe because of the name, because of some of the traits, it might be worth playing. And then he also has the additional effect of just when you play it, you can switch one of your opponent's battle cards to rest mode. Anything, which is pretty solid. I would argue there are a lot of decks that sometimes struggle with very specific silver bullets that are on board, and so they have to have something that switches stuff to rest mode. And this could be useful in that case. In particular, I think about Golden Frieza. If your opponent plays like the Borgos set of cards, you can just play this, rest it, kill it.
Yep. Um,
Go back a bit. What Sun Gohan GT name would be helpful? Is that
I'm
just
saying
in
for the future,
Gotenks?
like in
Okay,
general.
gotcha.
Right there, I'm sure there's maybe a card in the game that searches for a Gohan GT. I don't think there is yet, but like when it's a character that is effectively the third main character of the whole series, and this is one of the different spin-off quote unquotes that we have, it's just something worth noting.
Sure.
Anytime a character has a good name, like one in the bottom right hand corner that we'll get to in a second, it's just good.
yep.
This Goku is the epitome of that. They took Fearless Assault Krillin, and said, but what if we gave it a good and useful and searchable name?
And trait.
And so we, yeah, and a better
Yeah.
trait with Saiyan. So we now have Son Goku adventured into the unknown. I don't know why, but we have it.
It's a GT. There's still I have a theory that there's still some Gogeta stuff outside of the Secret Rare coming for the. There's a
Mhm.
couple cards missing, and there's some Gogeta artwork that's been around for this set. So
Two different artworks that have not been shown yet.
there's the one on the pack that's been seen on the product page, and then on the front page there's a different Gogeta, which are both two different arts than on the SCR.
Secret Rare.
So
So
probably a
I mean,
multicolor.
it's a 5K Goku. It's a 5K Vegeta GT on the left there.
Yeah.
Pretty useful stuff.
Does he do anything worthwhile?
No, he's just a searcher.
Vegeta the Impregnable, or which
Yeah.
one?
He just searches for Unison, right?
Unison 2 or a Yellow Saiyan 3 or
Yellow
less.
Saiyan.
So solid card in something like Topo, where
Mhm.
it's imperative that you get out that turn 2 Unison. Red was really lacking in this because they only had the specific searcher for 4-drop, which by turn 4 you expect to see your
Mhm.
card. The whole point of these cards is to play them turn 1, so that way turn 2 you have the Unison set up.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
And I will say a really cute use of the Vegeta GT there is I know that like more popular Red Baby lists went red yellow and just used the 1-drop yellow baby, even though you couldn't like cycle cards off it. They still used it as a minion absorb
Mhm.
target. But now you have a Vegeta GT that you can use as a 1-drop yellow. At least you get to shuffle your deck.
And maybe look for something, if depending on the types of cards you're playing.
Because
I think it would
grabs a yellow
probably
sand.
yeah. So you would probably play 4 copies of itself.
Mm-hmm.
And is there any other 3 cost yellow or less that you would be playing in that deck?
Maybe side deck stuff like the baby that if you discard a card you can rest something, and then if you discard a card you can pop something.
Is
Yep,
that sand?
yeah,
It
it's
is.
a Vegeta GT, an
Gotcha,
unfair
gotcha.
choice.
Yeah,
Very
that
powerful card. That
Yeah.
card over time will get gnarly. But yeah, so that's a super good point.
We
But
also get
then
a Vegeta
the
GT
biggest
super
card.
combo
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that
good name.
doesn't take some place.
for name.
It's just good name.
For the Gogeta,
Um,
maybe. But yeah, we got this chain, Son Goku.
Such a weird chain that they picked. Like it just doesn't it doesn't feel like a chain.
Right. He's
'Cause
unique. Pay 1 to play them for just to pay 1 to play them if you have
yeah,
3 or more.
if your opponent has 3 or more, you can play it for 1. And then it's a 110k, which is weird.
Oh yeah.
Weird. I
Yeah.
don't see why this card needed to be a 110k. Like I get, oh, we don't want you to have an extra swing before going into absolute annihilation. But even with an extra swing, I wouldn't have considered this card worth playing if it was a 0.5k. But now it's a 110k. And I definitely don't want to play it. Um
Yeah,
and then
because
active
he
the
he
other.
just plays this great card.
Oh, Jesus.
This is the reason Shigeshi will never come back. This
Yeah.
is the nail in the coffin.
This is, oh my goodness.
Barrier deflect.
At least he has
My-
unique.
Yeah, but like it doesn't matter.
You know, I'm
Because
trying
the
to
best
find some silver lining here.
the best cards to get rid of this card will now cost 4 energy. They
Yeah,
literally printed the best possible answer for cards like this. They were like, we're gonna start giving stuff deflect barrier when it's a really important effect. But to counteract that, here's an extra card. By the way,
you gotta pay 1 to play an extra card.
which means you can't just sparking
Mm-hmm.
negate. Which means you can't just use dormant potential unleashed when you're tapped out.
Now, wait, is it
Can't
per
activate.
extra card? Can't activate extra cards, let's say we switch
Correct.
1.
So if you
Okay.
have one energy
Every
open, you can't beam.
Right.
Right?
Yes, you cannot beam. Um,
The wording's
this
actually, if the more I look at it, kind of gets me a little bit.
no, I think you're overthinking
I'm
it.
probably overthinking it.
It's
You pretty much have to
super.
tap. You have to tap an energy before you play an extra card.
Right.
Yep, it's an unless, so it won't even let you attempt to play it until the condition is met. The extra cost, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
This is a really neat card in concept. Probably didn't need both keywords in deflecting
No.
barrier.
Probably could have got away with barrier.
Yeah, or deflect.
Or deflect.
I mean,
but
yeah.
it's both. And so what I think this kind of card design is actually better for is a lockdown boss monster rather than a mid-range tool you can just drop on turn 3 when your opponent can't answer it yet.
Imagine the turn you have this guy out and you had the Gogeta Unison -4 effect active.
Vegeta Unison?
Gogeta
Vegito?
Unison.
Oh,
So
they
you can only tap.
restand
They can
energy.
only
Yeah.
restand 2 on their turn.
Mm-hmm.
That turns over. And then you have Topo as your leader. You only can play
Mm.
1 battle card.
Can we stop talking now, please?
You
Wow.
know,
I'd like to play my card game, please.
No.
and then if you're running the yellow Broly BR engine and you just like tap more things and lock them down.
Or just blow them up once you're at the 9-drop.
We still gotta figure out. I'm pretty sure the
It just plays
9-drop
for
can
Unison.
just kill a Unison straight up if it's in rest mode.
I think so too.
I think so. No matter how many
I-
markers.
But yeah, back to this card. I think this is the kind of effect that really would be better on a yellow boss monster lockdown, like a 5-drop that was supposed to like be when you play this card, draw 2, and then this card has like double strike or something, and then this is an additional effect on the card.
Yeah.
But it's not. This is just something that you play mid game before your opponent can answer it, and well, I guess they couldn't answer it immediately, and then when they finally could, right? Realistically, let's say you're even going second. Let's say you're in the worst position. You tap out and pay 3 for this card. The only efficient way to get rid of this card is going to be through 2 coolers, or the extra cards that will then cost 4 total energy. There's not a lot of low cost removal for ignoring barrier of 3 or less. There's a lot of 2 or less, but 3 is right where that like it kind of deviates. I'm just scared. This card could be really bad or it could be broken.
Syngenron beats it because it negates the effect. Ignoring barrier.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it'll turn off barrier too. So
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of the wording top of my head for King Vegeta. Is he skills are negated? All skills are negated, right? Or can't be activated?
I have it here. Negate the skills of all other battle cards.
Okay, so the permanents can't stack at all. Good. Making sure. All right. Yep. So
It's
Goku, this guy's good. This is yeah,
good card.
good card.
And then the less good cards. Some of them.
Well, the Bulma's not bad. It's a counterplay. If you lay your cards mono yellow, and if you have yellow unison in play, you just play this battle card. Oh,
Best is a counter is my thoughts.
I think so. It's a battle card in play. Has energy cost of 2 or less.
So all the multicolors and Topo.
Yeah, the multicolor, like Vegeta the Cruel, Champa. So this is basically a counter, which has been like Yellow's thing, while being a
Yeah,
counterplay.
it just seems solid. It's probably a sideboard card. I don't think you'd ever mainboard it.
No.
But it's cool. It's got a solid name. I'm sure at one point Bulma GT will matter. Cool.
Eventually. Giru. He has a card.
Just searches top 5.
Yeah, he's a searcher.
Again.
He's for this Meki. He grabs a 4.
Kikabora. And then he can also grab the energy cost of 1, so he can grab the balls too.
And it is Dragon Ball Discover. Makes sense.
It's true.
Fun. I like him.
Burning.
Pan. Let's just get Pan out of the way.
Oh,
It's
sure.
a Pan. It's a vanilla. It's a 110. It's a
Just a
Saiyan.
good name. Two
It's a
different.
It is a
We have
Saiyan
two-
and an Earthling. Ooh.
We have 2 different 1-drop vanilla pans. We have the red one from set 3, and this one in set
10. So
set
you're
10. Although it
saying
actually might have been set 4. Set 3 or 4, one of those two.
it was set 3 for the Pan, I believe.
But yes, so what I'm saying is that if you're now playing red, yellow, skillless, which you should be if that's the colors you're going with, maybe you splash a little blue, you're going to play 4 Pan, 4 Pan, 4 Khalifa, 4 Khalifa.
That's right.
Son Goku in there just for
Just
No. We're trying to go for the memes.
fair enough.
the ladies. The Saiyan ladies.
Okay, there you go.
All right. Burning Kamehameha. Is this a cycle? I don't think it's a cycle.
No, this is a unique card. It is like those cards, but it is not quite the same because this is akin to Blue Impact.
Gotcha. Yep. It blows a card up in rest mode if your opponent has 4 or more cards in rest mode.
Solid because it's a 1 energy remove anything. Doesn't seem super duper good. Doesn't seem super duper bad. But that's the thing about card games. This card won't see play just because it's not good. It's just
Wasn't there like Emperor's
alright.
Death Beam or something? I Beam. That like was a 2 cost.
Darkness I-Beam with cooler on it.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah,
do
it
we
feels
know
like that.
Why do we know that?
Death Razor. Choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO it. 2
There's
cost, 2 yellow.
Yeah, Death Razor from the Draft Box 4.
Tournament.
It's
set 2.
Set 2. Yeah,
two,
that's
too.
like slightly better.
Um,
You have to
If-
have a
so,
unique cost
If
for
you're
this.
if you're playing it for 2.
yeah.
For 1, this is better.
Yep.
But both the first one doesn't see play, so we'll see. Probably not.
Yeah, not. But we can talk about a card that will see play.
2-star ball Parasitic Darkness.
Yeah, that's the one. Or Dark Dragon Slaying Bullet.
Crusher
Frosty-
ball with a
It's just Frostedly Poison, man.
it basically
It's
is.
just,
Yeah.
It's just little Frostedly Poison.
This is the cycle. So if you have if all your energy is mono yellow and you can activate this card's counter for your hand by discarding 2 cards.
And this is the only one that I think is actually worth it. I
Yeah.
think this card is actually probably worth a -3 because there are so many cards that you play them and then there are +2. And this is the kind of card that preventing that card from being played, preventing the new resources, and on top of that, the leader is a-okay with throwing away certain cards sometimes.
Yeah, if you played it in Sin,
Or if you were playing it in Gotenks too.
that's true. Yeah.
'cause he can just grab his pieces back. This
Yeah.
is the kind of thing that's just like great card. I think that if you're playing yellow unisons, you should probably play 2 of it, like mandatory, the way that we usually play Denial of Hope in red. Except this card is somehow better than Denial of Hope.
Yeah, it just stops whatever trouble card. Well, wait,
Mhm.
Denial of Hope only hits 20k or less, doesn't it?
20k or less.
This is
Yes.
any 4 or less.
So this is preemptive strike.
Yeah.
And then the big thing is that so it keeps it in rest mode, depending on the type of effect, right? Burning Kamehameha, you want them to have cards in rest mode. But I really just think the fact that you can have the alternate play is so important. Being able to, so let's say for instance, you turn 4, you play Meki Kabura, but then in your hand you're holding on to a Dark Dragon Slaying Bullet DDSB, and then you're holding on to that new super rare that we'll get to in a little bit, and you're holding on to a Time Magic. That's 3 0 energy cost answers for a lot of cards.
Hmm.
And I just think these are the kind of things. These counterplays in particular were really well designed given the meta we're going into. I don't think they'll see play because I think this cost is just a little bit too steep. Probably should have been discarding 1, but good card.
I
Good
agree.
card, man.
Yeah, real quick, 2-star ball, Parasitic Darkness. Like I said earlier, this set is focused on 1 and 2-star ball, and you can try to stretch that as you want with Frieza's army and stuff, and Demon Realm, I guess, because they have these dark balls. 2-star ball, Parasitic, yeah, dark dragon balls.
We just don't know anything because we don't have a Celzino yet.
I
Mhm.
know we have the one, but there's the one in the video that has a different art than the secret rare, and it's a yellow green. So they are
Presumably 9
still
cost.
presumably a 9
So,
cost, so you can play it.
It does. This card is really interesting that it lets you go off of the set successor and the perfect force.
hmm
Hell
Does
yeah.
not let you go off of malicious technique or off of or magnificent technique. Sorry, malefic. I don't know what it is. The blue one from Chandroid 21,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
it doesn't let you go off of the starter deck at all.
Yeah, it does.
Nope. 7
Energy
or
cost
9.
of 7 or 9.
Yeah, so it's only perfect force cell or the green yellow
Successor.
super rare successor.
Unthinkable perfection.
Because there's none
Oh.
other in this set yet. And you choose one green cell Xeno with the cost of 9 in your deck and play it. So yeah, there's
So,
still the Cell Xeno green yellow card. There's 4 no. Yeah, 4 rare cards that are to be revealed. 2 uncommon and 2 supers.
Ooh,
mhm.
another target. Revolting Regenerator.
Oh
The
yeah,
9 drop. Yep, the replacement. Also a great card that came out in Tournament Pack 9.
that is.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. That is a good one to put in there too.
So yeah, that's a great. That's just a good card that can really come out. I really appreciate these, the 2-star and the parasitic balls or whatever, for the fact that they all have that extra activate battle,
Yeah.
just like the other extra cards from the last set with their big removals.
Mm-hmm.
So vital that
So
cards
they're not stuck in
types
hand.
effects.
Yeah.
Yeah, because games, not everyone that's listening right now is a big player in the game, but in set 1s through 6, when you win the game, you probably needed to count the number of cards in your hand or your opponent's hand, and that was your math, like outright. In this set, I cannot tell you the amount of times I have won or lost games where me or my opponent slapped down our whole hands, and then we're both sitting with a full 6-card hand, and the game is over
Yeah, you slapped on your
because
whole combo. All your
all
combo
of those
possible.
all those cards are multicolor 110Ks or an extra card,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes the game just ends. So, I mean, I lost yesterday in an Invoker game with 8 cards in hand. I
Feels
had
bad.
no cards to combo with, no super combos, no 0-5Ks, nothing.
Yeah, we'll see.
He swung.
I'm liking the Dark Dragon Balls. Xeno Frieza was really cool. We're probably gonna get more, and then the Meki Kabura super rare black um is like the Kid Q. It searches for these balls. So
Oh,
so probably the whole block, like Shadow Dragons, we're gonna get more this support, we'll probably get a little bit of support for the starter decks, I assume, because they're going to be here all year. So this is like the first time that we have support throughout the whole block for the for decks. Like where they're not just like next set's going to be all these different characters and only focus on those characters.
Certainly.
So it's really cool.
But I think we should probably.
Yep, go on to
I
the.
We are at a pretty hefty timestamp here.
Yeah, I was gonna
yeah.
say, with all those extra cards in hand. Boy, this sure is a tough leader to go against.
Yeah, Gotenks up. Probably the next Surge Q.
Why?
The next Broly, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Why?
Swings, adds a card from, may add a card from life.
May add a card from the life.
And draw a card, so he draws like up to 2 per swing. Your opponent activates an extra card. You draw another card, so that's both your and your opponent's turn. If they have 1 or more energy, which is big if you go against like Mecha Cooler, you don't just get to draw an extra card when they play their field card for free.
Mm-hmm. Awaken at 4 or less, untap 2. Yep. Can we real quick just do the Broly side by side? So Broly reads that when he attacks, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand. If you do, draw 1 card. Same with Stormfist Krillin. But if we notice here, Gotenks doesn't say that, does he? No. Gotenks just draws a card no matter what, and if you're playing in a slower matchup or a mid-range matchup, he'll just take that life. And he has another effect that lets him draw cards. And he's a restand 2 at 4 life leader.
And we're going into a meta that has 60 cards, and mill is less of a thing.
Oh, Bandai. Okay.
Cool.
Continue on to the backside.
Backside, please. Tax draw 1 has that draw card effect when your opponent plays an extra card. But now you can choose one of your opponent's battle cards and switch to the rest mode. And then also, if you activate Union Fusion, this card gets plus 5k in crit. So there's a guy that, got hit on a ban list that we'll talk about later. Probably see like why a blue-yellow deck of this would probably be insane.
It was so close, and then they took it away.
Yeah, 5k crit on your leader. Nice.
I do still think, with blue and yellow, a blue-yellow Gotenks is viable.
There's still the good blue Gotenks that Union fuses.
You'll still just probably run it just because Frosty Poison Senzu Bean.
Probably that Gogeta multicolor or whatever this Gogeta art we're seeing will probably be a Union fusion. Because all the searchers for this deck are Gokus and Vegetas, so.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. We'll get to the pieces. There's a pan. The pan searches for Trunks and Goku, Goten GTs.
I was going to say just Trunks and Goten.
And Gotenks Adolescents. I don't know why it's not just called Gotenks GT, but whatever.
It makes no sense. I hate it too, because Adolescence implies that it's out of the adolescence forms.
Which are in World Martial Arts Tournament blue cards.
I don't know, man. We just have like 5 Gotenks cards this set in 3 different colors?
Yeah, we got the blue Unison.
4 if you count the expansion set.
4 with the expansion, because red in the expansion, blue in Unison.
Black in the starter deck.
Black starter deck, yeah. Well, that's Xeno, but it's still Gotenks, yeah. There's just no green Gotenks this set.
Well, it's just weird that after 10 sets of no Adolescence or Xeno Gotenks, and we get 4 in one go.
Right. So let's look at these quick. I think the pairs, like the Eagers and the Flash of Brilliances, they have similar effects.
Yeah, so these are basically the best thing you can ask for in a union deck. This is very akin to, say, something in Yu-Gi-Oh, where pieces search other pieces by getting rid of themselves or doing something, or recurring themselves via a different loss. So in this case, both of the Eagers can discard themselves to search your deck for the other name. Very, very powerful. You sit on 2 Goten the Eagers. Okay, cool. minus it. Here's Trunks, and you threw a card in your drop area that probably isn't going to be very useful.
Yeah, that's great. What if there was like a card that just straight out searches these cards from your deck?
We don't need that.
We
Stop.
do. We do have
That's
that.
That's actual Yu-Gi-Oh.
No, we have that. Planet
Yeah, but not from
Vegeta.
your full set. Oh, you're right. You're right. We do have that.
It's
don't
getting
we?
a reprint. Anniversary
I
box.
I
Who?
did
Wow.
say that I think it would get. I did say that I think it was going to be a good card again.
They never
Nice.
even fused in GT. No, they didn't. Oh man. No, I think they did.
Mm-mm,
Not in GT.
I thought they did
not in
like on
GT.
the planet exploding, but they just didn't show it.
That is possible. I do not recall that close of detail. If we didn't see him, it didn't happen.
Correct. But yeah, they're yellow Saiyans. We can search them. Neat.
Well, that doesn't care about yellow, but Planet Vegeta is a silly card. Anyway, these two though.
So yeah, they're pieces.
Goten,
Are we done with
The-
Goten's? The pieces?
well, we got to talk about the flashes real quick.
Oh, sorry.
They are recursion cards. Once they're in your drop area, drop any yellow card, grab them back. In a multicolored deck, that's great for when you're pushing for game. If you're about to go for game and you're like, okay, cool, I'll ditch this Frost Deadly Poison. Maybe you don't have any energy up. I'm going to ditch this Bojack multicolor. Let me grab these. If you have a 110k, let me ditch that. I'm going to grab these. Just really powerful single effects on their own. I do want to mention, unfortunately for Goten, you are going to have to max out on both of these copies. Trunks gets a little bit of leeway because of a card in set 8. Trunks, something Majesty. Saiyan Majesty, I think.
Oh yeah, the cycle.
Anytime you rest something, draw a card. Drop him and draw a card. And you're not, realistically, you're going to Union Fuse probably 3, maybe 4 times in a game. So you don't need all 8 copies. You're just running them so that way it's consistent.
Mm-hmm.
But that Trunks lets you get around that, having both a Union piece and that, feeling very similar to like Android 17 and Super 17, which seems to be the only deck that has pieces that are good on their own and good as Union pieces.
Speaking of Union Fusion,
The Gotenks. There's a super rare. So like we said, yellow and red got extra super rares that were like key parts to their deck. Let's start with the base form and work our way up to Super Saiyan. Why wasn't it Super Saiyan 3?
I don't know.
That's sad. We'll work our way up
It
there.
is. Go ahead.
Double strike for 2, Union Fusion for 2. When it's played, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, or smoke KO it, draw a card. Cool. You replaced one of the cards you discarded because you have to give up 3 cards in hand to Union Fuse. So you replace one right there, and then activate main, place this card at the bottom of its owner's deck. Add 1 of each Goten Trunks GT from your drop to your hand, so it replaces that completely, and then you can do your stuff again. So decent. It's part of the combo. You get your crit for the turn. Okay.
Yeah. They're all fine cards. Going all out is the reason to play the deck. Before the super rare was revealed, and we all thought that we were just getting cycled super rares, or the cycle super rares, we were like, oh crap, Gotenks can't win games.
Oh yeah, Overwhelming Might does the same thing as Power of Fusion. That's right. It just has crit.
It just has crit and it does something slightly different. One of them KOs a rest mode card. The other one negates a skill, but both of them draw.
Oh, that's right.
And then they have the exact same recursion effects. Yep. Solid cards, but going all out is the reason you'll play the deck. It is a very strict even card advantage from your hand. And it's just a lot of pressure really quickly. On turn 3, if you drop this, you're killing whatever unison your opponent played.
With the double striker?
It's a dual attack double strike.
Oh, it's around all out. I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about the other one still.
Oh yeah, no. Sorry. I mean that's that's also a great card. 2 energy double strike.
Yeah.
And it draws a card. Cool. But specifically
going all out. Yep.
Going all out is a turn 3. I'm gonna kill your unison. Cool. And on top of that, you get to
Draw
KO one of their
2.
battle cards. Yeah, draw 2. Great. But I think the other effect is going to be great. Negating skills. So this is
Negate.
the kind of thing that just gets around very specific cards that say they can't be removed, or Sin Shenron, perhaps. You know, that problem
That would hurt.
little card.
Yep.
Where all of a sudden they don't get to recur, they don't get to the pluses. Bandai's done really well that the way this game is played, it's a game of resources. So they started giving cards that when they are removed, they do something else on top of their typical effect. And these negate skill effects are becoming more and more prevalent.
I think in yellow
Indestructible.
mostly, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because just tapping
Um,
cards is not as strong
Yeah,
anymore.
it's not enough.
I think it's like exclusively yellow. Because
Yeah.
Justice Flash, Topo is green yellow. This card, you have Final Flash. You have
Kava,
the one Kaba. Yep, you have the one
Kaba
drop
the Reverker.
Frieza, the Frieza BR from the Magnificent Collection.
Yep. So yeah, negating
There's
skills is becoming yellow's new thing besides just tapping. Because yeah, tapping a card is cool.
it's cool, but it just stalls. Whereas this could actively
Yeah.
advance your game state
It's
depending
worse
on
than
the
just
situation.
bouncing it to hand, and we already complained about that in blue. So
Yep. Great card. It is
Yep.
the missing piece that Gotenks really needed. It didn't have a way to win the game. This is a very clear way to win the game. And for only 3 energy, you can do this on turns 4 and 5 when you're pushing for game, playing a massive card, still not really losing any card advantage, and put on a lot of pressure. So
yeah,
I appreciate it for that.
And my only additional comment is that for 3 energies, 7 is a big number for successor.
That is a great point.
oh yeah, gotta keep thinking successor.
Oh,
Yep.
don't worry. Don't you fret your little head,
Ooh.
Dom.
Oh, yeah, back. Okay.
Let's talk about the Awu again. Does anyone know what number that is?
The big old 5.
What? Oh, and what?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus
What?
7. Oh my god.
Oh my God! Is that 12?
Look at that.
Oh
Hmm.
man.
Or the free play chill from Draft Box 4, also a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
Double strength.
double striker. So 6 damage, and then you play Xenocell. Cool. Cool,
Neat.
cool, 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 cool.
Cool, cool, cool.
Cool, 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 cool.
Yeah,
We can talk about the
yellow's still probably gonna be probably
best
the
color.
strongest color still.
Gosh,
We were
Bandai,
almost there.
why?
Almost there.
Almost.
Super rares? Ready?
Probably
I'm ready, yeah.
on average, I think these are the best ones.
Yeah.
The combination.
They also
So-
look the best.
I
They're
don't
up
agree
there.
with Released from Evil being the best looking, but Vegeta is definitely the best looking.
I thought Release from Evil looks pretty cool. The double color moon, but
That's Stardust Breaker, bro.
Stardust Breaker. No, that's big for Stardust
Soul
Breaker.
Punisher. Soul
Yeah.
Punisher.
Soul Punisher. You're right. Soul
Punisher,
Punisher.
Come on, guys.
Stardust,
Watch the
Stardust
show.
Breaker.
No, that's from
Stardust
the
Breaker-
movie.
Stardust
No,
Breaker
movie.
is is JoJo's. I've never even seen JoJo's.
Oh shit, we just did a JoJo reference. Oh no.
Oh
God.
no.
Oh no. All right. So cycle. It's the cycle. Counterattack that doesn't negate. What does this one do? Ignore barrier. Skills are negated for the turn. Can't
Yeah.
switch to active until the start of your next turn.
But
Team
it is
Gohan?
the attacking card.
It is the attacking card.
Team Gohan?
Teen
Did
Gohan.
somebody say Team Gohan?
He's
Oof.
negated. Wait.
Mm-hmm. Can't understand.
True.
Did someone say Team Gohan? I think
Team
someone said
Gohan.
Team Gohan.
I was trying to think if you negate his effect, does he not lose the game? But I'm pretty sure both.
No,
It would
it's a
keep
condition
checking the
that's
end of turn
affected, yeah.
conditions. Yeah. Like overall.
But I just think this is this card's just really good. It doesn't necessarily negate an attack, but it's still a 0 energy commitment to negate a skill. So if your opponent plays a triple striker that's like, oh crap, you just go Release from Evil.
Mm-hmm.
Like where was
negated
this
skills.
when like
Heartfelt
Gogeta
without?
7 first came out? Like
Heartfelt too.
Ooh, yeah.
with Shenron triple attack crit Gogeta 7, the good old days set 5 Shinjita.
Oh, don't let's
Ooh.
move on. You don't need to.
Well,
That was like the best deck in format for quite some time.
Yeah.
I was gonna say this release from Evil with Surge Coup being errated to only for your turn for his activate main / battle. Now you can kind of at least do his activate battle
No,
of
sir, you
negating.
cannot. Please
Well,
read
no,
the
no, no,
first
no.
line of Release from Evil.
Oh, never mind. I'm wrong.
Yep. Mono
Well,
yellow.
Mono.
you can do the Surge Coup ability outside of Surge Coup.
There we go.
There you go. Vegeta Prideful Transformation. We get a cool looking SS4 Vegeta that's not locked in a secret rare.
Unfortunately, not a good number.
No,
No.
3 is okay, but
That's not what I meant. I'm talking about 14.
14.
oh yeah, it's
Or
not. That's
Union.
not good fusion material.
Bad number.
If that happens, it's probably going to happen. But if
Searchable with Vegeta the Impregnable.
It is indeed.
what's he do? So he is a blocker. So this is the first one with
Pressure
a.
ball.
Is this the first one with a keyword?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Skills of the
supposed to
other
top.
turn.
I think the way they balanced it is so it doesn't negate its skills, but it does play in rest mode. So it Crusher Balls for free, and then it plays a 3 cost for Successor, which is good. And then what I think is really important is the fact that it has blocker. So they recognize that playing cards in rest mode isn't a strong enough effect on its own, because the other ones either prevent a card from being played, prevent damage being done, like Yamcha, because right, minus 15 on 2 different cards, that's pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
Or blowing it up with Frieza. So they recognized and said, okay, well, what if you rest the thing they're playing and you're still a blocker so you can still stop another attack? Great balancing, great card.
Pretty good, pretty good. So Jake, got anything on this guy?
No, I got nothing. Just another Vegeta GT.
Yeah, you can run them baby.
Mm-hmm.
Baby would like that. Yellow baby would like it because you have to be yellow, right? No, yellow.
No, red
Unison
baby would
card.
like it, but it's a yellow card.
It just requires that you have a yellow unison in play to get the counterplay.
Mm-hmm.
To
So you
get
can do it in
the
red,
to get the
yellow,
permanent.
baby.
To get the free counterplay.
Yeah, the free counterplay. You can still play it for 3, but
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
and red yellow baby could feasibly do it because they almost always charge red yellow turn 1 now.
Mm-hmm.
When they're playing the red baby leader, we should keep specifying.
but then like which unison
Yeah.
would you want?
Right, and it's like
Gogeta?
probably just Gogeta.
Yeah.
Let's see,
That's
but it
too
has
much
to be
yellow
too,
for red baby.
it's too much, yeah,
Yeah.
and it also has to have yellow. So, yeah,
We'll see.
yeah.
It's something.
Mm-hmm.
So yellow as a whole, is still a powerhouse even with the
Crazy.
ban list just announced at the same time as these cards.
I can't believe it, man.
It did take a hit, but I
Super
still think
strong.
yellow is actually it's yeah,
Is
these
it?
archetypes are good enough to be mono yellow is pretty good. I don't know if mono yellow
I don't
is
know
the
if they'll be the
strongest.
way.
I
I would
guess
say for Shadow Dragons for sure, you'll want to
yeah.
play mono yellow. But Gotenks might be able to want to play blue yellow.
I guess my next question is out of now that we've seen all the base colors, right? Which mono colored deck, like which mono color this set do you think is the strongest? And I will start with
Hold on,
Jake.
I was no, I was gonna suggest a video idea on that.
There you
That's
go.
a
Stop.
video
Well,
idea on that. We can
It's a
go in.
video idea.
Let's do initial thoughts and then we'll go into details in a video.
Well, I want to give a countdown video. Like we could just literally rank them
Okay,
best to worst by
let's
archetype.
just say like initial thoughts before playtesting, because we still
Triggered.
have because after just today we already said that Vegeta Unison that we thought was trash is actually good with Pilaf.
With Pilaf.
Like that
who
could
is
be something.
Not a good deck.
Could be
but
something.
could be something.
But we gotta do some playtesting.
So,
So
are you
initial
saying
thought, just looking at the set, which mono color do you think is
purely
the
just the
strongest?
set,
Yes.
just the monocolors?
Yeah. Which one came up on top, you think?
I gotta go with yellow.
Okay.
Tough.
Dane?
I'll say it's not red and blue. My gut says green. My brain says yellow, and my heart says black.
Black was up there for me, but I don't know.
Vajex is really strong, but after the removal of Turles, that it's still good. I just don't see it being better than green or yellow. And I
Mhm.
think green is so strong. Guys, Goku Dredge is ridiculous.
Yeah, we have like 2 dredge decks now, don't we?
Yeah. Except green actually has like way better options than black out of drop
Yeah.
area.
I was gonna say green as well. I want to say red, but red just I feel like red is the one that can be more splashable in other colors.
Sure.
Just
I would
because
argue that, yeah.
the red in this set aren't super tied down to just being mono red.
At the same time, though, all three of the green colors, all three of the green archetypes want to splash yellow. I
I
think
know the
Goku just
Ginyus
wants
do.
Frieza's Call and Cold Blood Lust.
Yeah,
Excuse
Ginyus.
me.
I said for sure Ginyu does. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
and then I think the starter deck Frieza wants to do the same. Goku might not necessarily want to do it, but in my playtesting,
It can.
Angel Energies are really useful, and they have access to Champa is really big, and most importantly, Zero throws the pieces that are in your deck into the drop area. Whether
like-
you're playing actual Goku thing, or if you're just playing Dredge, throwing a Ribrianne into your discard pile and then arrivaling a Broly or a Krillin 18 to drop a card,
Pretty good.
pretty good.
Pretty good. Yeah, I guess feel free
So
to
That's it.
comment what
I
you
don't think
guys
so.
think is the top mono color of the set 10. Next week, probably multicolor, because yeah, there's still 8 cards missing from the set if you do the count on the page and card list.
Mhm.
Secret rares still have to come out. There's still tournament packs that can make a big splash in these decks.
Mhm.
I mean, we have the Soul Striker reboot that we might touch on at some point.
I'm gonna say that for promos because that's not gonna come out till pre-release anyways.
Yeah.
The Goku Black comes out
Um,
early, and also gets re-released as a pre-release card too. But I'll save that for promos.
we can quick comment on something that someone in chat said that we brought up while just talking about it, and we talked about it during our Black video. That if you want to go back to the Gotenks page, Gotenks and Vegex both have a base form that is a rare, and then an uncommon or common that is Super Saiyan.
Gross.
And I don't get why Bandai is doing this. At least with Gotenks, it's pretty okay because they don't actually work with each other. They're just separate cards that it's like pick your favorite keyword skill. A set ago, I would have told you critical, and then Unisons came out, and now I'm saying double strike. But Vajax literally evolves on top of a card that you probably didn't pull any of. I
Yeah,
don't get it.
yeah.
Way to go, Bandai. So, yellow's sick. I'm Dane Reich.
Yep, I'm Dom.
I'm Jake Barnett.
Thanks for coming for this video and have a good one.